Hey everyone, Anders here with another video. Today we're going to talk about the latest AION 2 dev talk and summarize what exactly was said on the stream. First, the developers are going to reduce the need for daily content spam. I think they mean the homework fatigue a lot of us are feeling. They want to reduce daily chores. They are implementing a macro reporting function finally. They're also planning to add CAPTCHA for gathering macros. 5 lawsuits are also ongoing against players, according to a Korean article actually covering the lawsuit. An analysis by internal and external experts found that the accused not only used illegal macro programs, but also engaged in activities such as selling accounts and distributing in-game currency for private gain, undermining the game's fairness and economic system. NCSoft determined that such conduct constitutes a serious violation that interferes with normal game service and operations, so it wasn't just a couple of people using macros, but rather they did much more than that, and that's why they're going after them, and apparently more lawsuits against players are coming. 85,000 accounts have been banned so far, 35,000 in the last week alone. They congratulated the KR server first kill for the Abyssal Forge Ludra Clear. Clerics couldn't open the cube apparently because of lack of contribution in some of those Sanctuary runs, so they will remove the contribution system for Sanctuary only. They're going to give out rewards to clerics that had this issue happen to them as well. They increased the amount of times you can res in raids from 5 to 9 in easy mode and 5 to 7 in normal mode. They also reduced the damage taken from the damage over time debuff. Feather Sync is finally being applied this week. Feathers are now server wide. This also applies to your Abyss Feather collection. Recent hit sounds on attack updates have been reverted. This was something I saw a lot of Korean players complain about when that was added. The multi-hit sound effect has also been fixed, and the other sound issues are either fixed or being worked on. Expedition and Sanctuary rewards will also be increased. The guarantee reward will now include weapon change tickets. I believe they said you need 2 tickets to convert 1 weapon, and you need to have hit pity after this update goes live to choose the tickets. There's also a new item called Tuning Stone and Tuning Stone fragments. These can also be substance morphed into heroic versions. Expedition and Sanctuary will drop these. Conquest is also getting a new difficulty that will have greater drop rates for items, including uniques. They're also buffing drop rates for normal Conquest. 1-star and 2-star Conquest will get the new difficulty tomorrow. 3-star Conquest will get it next week. Transcendence will have new rewards added to the loot table. Unstable Stigma Shards bound will now be available. The wipe mechanic for the first 3 stages will be improved, and they said they're also working on adding guidance for boss mechanics, so it's more evident as to what you need to do to avoid getting wiped. The weekly Kina Cap when using Odile energy is being implemented once you clear 55 times for Expedition, 83 times for Conquest, and 55 times for Transcendence. Most players shouldn't really be affected. This is also per server, so it won't really affect you if you play on multiple servers. For class balance, combat speed is now going to affect your skill charging rate. Shock Release Specialization 3 has been removed from 2000, and for the full translation of every single skill change, check the Discord. I should be working on them as this video goes live, but overall Gladiator, Templar, Chanter, Ranger, Sorcerer, and Cleric all got buffs across the board. They said they're trying to buff rather than nerf classes, but if they find that some classes are still outperforming others, they may look into some slight nerfs. Assassin keeps getting omitted from these buffs, so I expect some balance changes to that class moving forward. Shugo Festa and Dimension Invasion rewards are getting some changes as well. The base number of challenges and daily recharge amount has been lowered. Rewards have been doubled, so you likely only need to do 1 run of Shugo Festa and Invasion to finish your daily quota. Field Boss now spawns at set times and will no longer show up as duty or command scroll targets. For other improvements, drag and drop function has been added. They added a new snapshot feature. Markets will now default to local market, not world market, when you go through the tooltip. They fixed an issue where poison puddles and traps were spawning during field bosses. UI pop-up information improvements have been added. Alliance members can now be seen on the world map. And they also gave us a preview of next week's update, which will include ranking point reduction or increased display, reduced abyssal points loss on death, gear level scaling in PvP, PvP and PvE weekly AP cap integration, Guardian God balance adjustment, which I think is the transform for the PvP high ranks, seems like it's getting nerfed because it's currently too strong of an effect. Artifact buff adjustment is also coming next week. Daily dungeon improvements and additions as well. It will now be one stage only, and they're adding a new map. Pet soul related rewards are also getting added. They're also working on adding more things to do in Dimensional Rift because no one's really doing Rift. Once you're done with your seal dungeons, their current idea is to get medals from Rift PvP. PC UI is still under development and it's going to take some more time. Heroic items will be getting buffs eventually, but we don't know how they will be buffed right now. They admit that they are inefficient and not worth using for the most part, so they're going to address it somehow. We might have to wait for Season 2 to see changes. The server-wide pet sync has been delayed and will take more time than they thought. Accuracy, precision, evasion, and other stats mainly coming from your pets is being looked into and possibly getting nerfed. Pets in general are causing a lot of headaches for them. They're working on adding a way for you to keep your party after you clear dungeons, so you don't have to keep remaking them in Party Finder. The weapons showing outside of combat is still being worked on, might see it in a couple of weeks. They have no plans on improving legions, so the guild system is what it is. Busing is allowed as long as there's no real money transactions. And next week is the Christmas special live stream, so expect a similar rundown of what is coming within the week. And that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think about these updates down in the comments. Like and subscribe. If you want to see more videos like this, I'll have a written summary of the updates on the Discord, as well as the patch later on in the day. The class skill translations tend to take me a bit longer, so bear with me on those. And as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.